Sometimes you get the breaks, other times you don't get the breaks, and Rick Bowness not happy. And I have to say this, I'm not, surprised that he would do this.
Schultz in hesitation, allowing Smith to take the puck, and he scores! Creating confusion for Justin Schultz. And Craig Smith on his toes, a great read.
Victory in round 1 of 3 against the Caps.
The Leafs have 35 wins now. The Caps dropped to 28, 18-9. They remain at 65 points. The Leafs have won 3 in a row.
The 5 games in a row of a win, and the streaks of Ovechkin, career high 14 games with at least a point, have come to a close with this one. The Tampa Bay Lightning are going to even the series. One is turned into the empty net with 1 second left.
This series is all tied up, Doc, and the road teams have done the job in the first 4 games.
Chipped in. Here's a chance. Scores! 35-33, the final shots in favor of Ottawa, and Robin Leonard frustrated heading off.
Yeah, he's got to stop this. I mean, that's part of growing up as a goaltender, and that will come with time.
This, though, is a bit concerning. We don't see this from Carter Hart. Allows 6 goals on 26 shots tonight and absolutely wrecking the twig against the net there.
Oh, this is a tough loss here for the Buffalo Sabres. They played extremely well in this game, and as I've said, they've done everything that the coach asked to them, with the exception of win.
2-1, but the Sharks came back and tied it up in the dying, and I mean dying seconds of the second period.
Here's Matt Cullen. Score! And the Wild win it. 4-3 as they win the shootout. Radulov parked in front. Galchenyuk fires, scores! For this one. He's still steaming over that call that led to the power play, that led to the Galchenyuk game-winning goal, and that's 2 straight games where Galchenyuk has had the overtime winner.
To win the game for the Canadians. And the reaction from Tuukka Rask. Not a good one on all fronts.
With a shot, that did not make it through. Now Nyquist drops it off. Score! Erik Karlsson wins it for the Sharks.
Is close, and there's Meyer with his right hand.
Officials heading to their locker room. Sharks win it 5-4 in overtime.
And now Troy Brouwer trying to win it for the Blues. Here he comes, and he scores! Brouwer! And the Blues, a huge shootout victory. He was the lucky 7th shooter for the Blues as they win it and wrap up the road trip with a 2-1 shootout win.
And for Blake Wheeler and the Jets, a frustrating game. As you mentioned, Hunter Ryan, the first time all season long they've lost 2 games in a row in regulation. They've always had a great response, and Blake Wheeler just chucks that game puck right over the glass at the end in disgust.
And he can win it. He's in on Smith. He shoots and he scores. And the Blue Jackets have won this game in a shootout 3-2.
I feel bad for Mike Smith. I'll tell you what, there's not much more he could do. And you see the frustration. He wanted to tomahawk chop that post in the worst way.
For the Rangers, they end up with the extra point, and they hang on to first place in the Eastern Conference. Gabrick with his 2nd of the game.
Brought to you by New York Life. Tuukka Rask's 7-game winning streak comes to an end.
Picked up now by Martin, shaken off the glass. Bouncer came back to Pitkin, and 2 to go. Fed across, drive, score! But does it count? Well, the Canes are celebrating. Marty Brodeurs just been told we'll go upstairs. 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, baby, it's gonna count. Marty's going to the referee, and I don't blame him. This is the key part of the game. Marty's saying, the guy runs me over. And Marty wouldn't do this. He's not complaining about the goal, but I didn't see it. But it's the referee's job to watch the contact. And Marty just slashing his stick. I'm telling you. And good for him. He's taken a lot.
Low for Zacha. He scores.
What we talked about at one point in this hockey game, I'll say late first period, you know, what were you going to get from the Bruins tonight?
On this day, May 6th, 1988, the Boston Bruins thumped the New Jersey Devils 6-1 in Game 3 of the conference final. After the game, an enraged Devils head coach Jim Schoenfeld has a now infamous altercation with referee Don Kaharski.
You're crazy. You're good because you fell, you fat pig. Have another goal night. Have another goal night.
In on the right side, across, Myers shoots wide, and that's going to ricochet to center, and all the Canucks are trapped. It's a 3-on-0. Shen. Pietrangelo short scores. Never seen that.
Brett Hall dumps it in. Blues in the midst of a change. Big hit by Lowry. Puck sped back off, and Janney. Quick one in front. Score!
See Belfour get taken out of play as he has to make a save. There he is behind the net. Now the puck's going to come to Janney. Boy, his eyes lit up like saucers here. Look how quick. He knows that Belfour's going to have a tough time getting back. He just throws it to the net.
An emotional end.
Safe to say this is not Milan Lucic tailing Dale Weiss. Hey, bud, good luck against the Rangers. And again, Yemelin, he's probably not asking him to keep in touch during the offseason.
So the whistle blows, the whistle is blown at 19.2 on the clock. For some reason, the clock is run down a second and a tenth to 18.1. For whatever reason, I have no idea. So instead of resetting the clock, we have them tell our captain we're not going to do it. Toronto doesn't step in. Refs don't do their freaking job. And now we lose the game, and we lose our goalie. So the chain of events, if it was done right, we don't lose our goalie, we win the hockey game. So all this technology, right? The technology and getting things right, the stubbornness tonight by the officials and by the league and Toronto, however it's supposed to work, screws us. It's ridiculous. I'm not taking any